The rise of China, the land of invention and wisdom. The awakening of the East, far beyond the mountains and the deserts, where the early winds carried dust from forgotten ages, a great river shimmered under the morning sun. They called it the Yellow River, the Huanghe, a lifeline that carved valleys and memories across the heart of the East. Here, long before empires and crowns, small villages of clay and straw awoke to the rhythm of the seasons. Farmers whispered to the soil, mothers taught their children to respect the sky. This was not yet a nation, but a promise, forming quietly between riverbanks. When the floods came, the people rebuilt. When famine struck, they shared grain between families. From patience grew resilience, and from resilience, civilization. While the West spoke of gods and kings, the East learned the deeper order of balance. Harmony with earth, obedience to time, and respect for the unseen. The dawn of China was not announced by thunder. It rose like morning light, slow, steady, unstoppable. The river and the roots of order generations passed, and the villages along the Huanghe became towns. They built dikes to calm the floods, ovens to forge bronze, and tablets to mark the harvest moon. From chaos emerged structure, rules written not only on bone or bamboo, but within the human heart. Here was born the idea that the heavens watched, that a leader ruled not by strength alone, but by virtue, a fragile trust between man and heaven. The people called it the mandate of heaven. If rulers became cruel, the heavens would withdraw their favor, and the dynasty would fall. This belief would echo for 3,000 years, a compass guiding China's destiny. The river and the roots of order generations passed, and the villages along the Huanghe became towns. They built dikes to calm the floods, ovens to forge bronze, and tablets to mark the harvest moon. From chaos emerged structure, rules written not only on bone or bamboo, but within the human heart. Here was born the idea that the heavens watched, that a leader ruled not by strength alone, but by virtue, a fragile trust between man and heaven. The people called it the mandate of heaven. If rulers became cruel, the heavens would withdraw their favor, and the dynasty would fall. This belief would echo for 3,000 years, a compass guiding China's destiny. The Bronze Age, the Shang and Zhou. The Shang dynasty rose from the plains, masters of bronze and bone, of drums that summoned spirits from the fire. They carved the first written symbols, messages between earth and sky. Each word carried power, each ritual bound the people to their ancestors. But power, left untested, hardens like metal in the mold. The Zhou came after, not with rage, but with philosophy. They carried the flame forward, refining it into law and ritual. From them came the rhythm of family, father, mother, child, ancestor, each with a duty, each with a place. In the Western world, greatness meant conquest. In China, greatness meant continuity. It was not the sword that preserved their world, but memory. The Age of Thought. When the West wrote about gods on Olympus, the East sat under lanterns and asked, "What makes a good man? What makes a peaceful heart?" Out of those questions walked Confucius, the teacher who believed that order begins inside, not above. He spoke of respect, discipline, and duty, of rulers who must be humble, of sons who must honor their fathers. His words spread through villages like warm wind, shaping schools, courts, and generations. At the same time, in mountain caves, a quiet sage named Lao Tzu left behind a single scroll, the Tao Te Ching. He spoke of the way, the Tao, a path of stillness, where water conquers stone not by force but by patience. He taught that to lead, one must yield, that the strongest tree bends with the storm. Two visions, one nation. Confucius gave China its structure, Lao Tzu gave it its soul. And together they built the mind of a civilization. The wall and the unification centuries turned, and kingdoms rose like waves, crashing and merging again. Warriors painted banners with dragons and suns. But one man dreamed of ending the endless wars. His name was Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor to unite the warring states into a single empire. He ordered roads, coins, and measures to be won. He built the first version of what the world would one day call the Great Wall of China. A wall not just of stone, but of vision. Tens of thousands toiled upon its ridges. Some sang to keep rhythm, some never returned. It was a monument to endurance, a human line drawn across mountains. Yet even in its harshness it spoke of a dream, security, unity, peace. But walls cannot hold time. When the Qin fell, others rose. The Han Dynasty, builders, traders, dreamers, opened the gates again, letting ideas travel west with silk and paper. The age of invention and the Silk Road. The Han Dynasty marked a golden age. They sent caravans through deserts, forging the Silk Road, a highway of wind and hope linking east and west. From their hands came paper, the compass, gunpowder, and printing. 4 gifts that changed all civilizations to come. Through their inventions, knowledge began to move faster than armies. Words could outlive kings, maps could outlast empires. Merchants carried silk, but also stories of Rome, of India, of unknown lands. China listened, learned, and adapted, absorbing the world like soil absorbs rain. Their scholars recorded stars, their doctors studied herbs, their builders mastered bridges and porcelain. They measured time with water and light, wrote poetry about snow and silence. No invention came from pride, it came from patience. Because in the heart of China, wisdom was not to conquer nature, but to understand it. The legacy of balance as centuries drifted, dynasties changed like seasons, Han to Tang, Song to Ming, each adding new colors to the same canvas. The Tang painted poetry and art. The Song built cities where scholars debated under moonlight. The Ming strengthened walls and journeys. And through it all, one rhythm never stopped, the search for harmony. Where the West saw progress in speed, the East found progress in balance. Where others built monuments to kings, China built gardens to the mind. Even in hardship they remembered, the bamboo bends, the river returns. And though wars and emperors would fade, the ideas born here, virtue, patience, and respect for life, would cross mountains and oceans. Paper would carry words to Greece. Gunpowder would shape history's battles. The compass would guide sailors to new worlds. But beyond all invention stood a deeper gift, the belief that order and peace are not enemies, but reflections of the same truth. From the dawn by the Yellow River to the glow of lanterns in endless cities, China's story reminds humanity. Wisdom, once awakened, never sleeps. Beyond China's mountains, new powers were rising. In the deserts, the steppes, the empires that would soon clash and connect with this ancient world. The next chapter of our shared past begins there,